Welcome. Welcome to this exclusive Melaleuca live stream. As you can hear, we are in Leadership Quest in Southern California with 400 of Melaleuca's top leaders. Welcome. Welcome to all of you who are tuning in. You made a great decision, and we want to welcome you into the room. Now, we have a lot to share with you over the next hour or so, and I say we don't waste any more time. Will you please help me welcome to the stage Melaleuca Executive Chairman, Mr. Frank Vandersloot.
It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new
Thank
day,
you.
it's a new life.
Thank you.
It's a new dawn,
Oh my.
it's a new day,
Thank you. It's so good to be with you in this room, and it's so good to be talking to all of you who've tuned in today. We're here at Quest 2023 at the Hilton Los Angeles Universal City. It's a huge, wonderful, beautiful hotel. We're here in this room with about 400 people who earned their way here. They're not here because of their status. They're not here because of their title. They are here in this room because of their productivity, and that they have carried out the promises that they made to themselves. They are leading this company right now, and we come into this meeting and entering this new year with tremendous momentum. We just had, just less than a month ago, our business launch, January 2023, and it was a huge success. We estimate, well, it was by far the most attended launch we've ever had in our history, the biggest event that we've had anywhere in the world in our history. We estimate approximately 40,000 people tuned in. It was hard to get exact measurements because there were so many launch parties with anywhere from a half a dozen to a few dozen to hundreds of people in the room. Plus, we had over 20,000 actually on the site, actually logged in, and many hundreds and hundreds more in representing one contact would be, in some cases, several hundred people. So we estimate 40,000 viewers. We launched Riverbend Ranch Black Label Beef. We knew it was going to be good. It's honestly, we've enrolled or subscribed in the first 30 days more than twice what we expected to. It's just been, this is going to be a big deal, guys. It's going to be really a big deal. We have caught the attention of the entire cattle industry. I've had all kinds of emails, texts, phone calls from folks in the industry, some congratulating us, saying, wow, 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 you guys are doing it right. Others who are worried that we're exposing the idea that people, they're using hormones and antibiotics. I didn't know that people didn't know. But it sounds like from the input from, and I could ask you this room, how many of you knew that that the industry, 90% of all cattle are raised with antibiotics and with hormones? How many of you knew already? How many of you did not know? Yeah, see, people just didn't know. And the industry doesn't want people to know. So we've got folks' attention. We're doing it right. This is going to be a big deal. And enrollments last month in the U.S. now, the U.S. and Canada, were 150% of the previous January. Yeah, that's a big deal. That's a big jump, guys. That's the kind of momentum. That's exciting stuff. And it wasn't all because of the beef, because we December was 140% over the previous December, so momentum was already started. This is just putting gasoline on the fire, and we're going to have some more gasoline to pour on that fire just in the next 45 minutes here. Last month was the fastest growth in revenue, new revenue that we've ever had in our history in the United States and Canada. If you take, the highest ever. If you take the beef subscribers and the net gain in preferred customers, and you add those together, and you run the totals, and of course the revenues actually won't come until April, but they're subscribed now, so it's coming. Just the net gain, $29 million in annual revenue increase in 1 month. In 1 month, and I'm not saying that's going to continue the next 12 months, but if it did, it'd be $360-some million increase just in the United States and Canada alone. I'm not saying that's going to. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's going to be big. We know that, and I just want to say thank you to everybody, all the leaders in this company who set the example, who are leading out. The word's getting out. We have several hundreds of new subscribers every day, and again, we're just barely getting started. So the best growth in revenue in our 37 years just last month. And when other companies are falling apart and going downhill, we're on the climb. And we think it's because of our business model. It's because of our products. We believe it's because of the leadership in this country. We believe it's all of those things together is because of you, and we're really in a good spot right now. It's really fun and so rewarding for me. The launch of Riverbend Ranch Black Label, as we've mentioned, 27 years in the building. So just really a fun time for me and for my family and our entire crew. To date, we've paid out $6.9 billion in commissions in our history, and we'll hit $7 billion. It's right around the corner, just about 2 months away from hitting the $7 billion mark. That's huge. No company publishes that number. Nobody publishes that number. We're very proud of it. We're very proud, and we're proud of it because we think that we have something there that nobody talks about it because they don't have it. When we started our company 37 years ago, we started with some guiding principles, some specific guiding principles that 3 specific ones that I want to talk to you about today. First was our mission statement, to enhance the lives of those we touch by helping people reach their goals. Second, our founding axiom, exceptional products at reasonable prices. And third, another axiom, which is one of my favorite slogans, building a business to last a lifetime. And then we've gone further to say, not only your lifetime, but your children's lifetime and your children's children. And that principle is, all 3 of these are principles that guide us. Our mission statement to keep us on track. It's not about the money, it's about enhancing lives. Our founding axiom, exceptional products, reasonable prices, to keep us focused on, it's the product guy, the guy with the best, the outfit with the best product wins in the business world. And to keep us focused on that, and building a business to last a lifetime, to keep us focused on the long term. That every decision we make, we look, where is this going to take us 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 50 years from now? Where does that decision take us? And so those are the 3 things. I want to focus mostly right now on our mission statement. I've talked to a lot of people about our mission statement. I've traveled all over the world. We're in 20 different countries now. And talked to thousands, tens of thousands, over Melaleuca's history now, hundreds of thousands of people about the mission statement. And it's been really, I've learned a lot talking to people and asking them what it means to them, and specifically about enhancing people's lives and helping people reach their goals. Excuse me, probably the most meaningful meetings are the smaller ones where I can really have an interaction with the crowd. And I've asked people, okay, if our mission is to enhance people's lives by helping them reach their goals, it's important to know people's goals. So let's talk about your goals. And so in all these different countries, in these different languages, often with translators, I've asked them, what are your goals? It's pretty interesting. It's the same in every country. It doesn't vary, regardless of their language, their culture, their heritage, everything that's different. Everybody wants the same thing. They just want to have a great life. And those of you who have been to Road to Exec know that we delve really deep into that concept of having a great life. And I've had that opportunity now in all these different countries in smaller groups to ask them, okay, so you want to have a great life. What does that look like to you? What does it mean? How would a great life look like to you? And we focus, of course, on the idea that since this is the only life we're going to have, is it worth it? Is it worth the effort that we should put into it? Since this is the only life, the only time we're going to have on this earth, is it worth everything that it takes to have a great life? And then what would that look like? And so we list the things, and there's about 8 different things that goes on the list, and it's the same things. Doesn't matter what country. It's the same things. And health is always one of those things. I want to be healthy. I want to be healthy. That's really important because that's what Meluka is all about. Meluka is all about helping people have a longer, healthier, more vibrant life. That's what people can expect from us. That's what they can expect from our product line. That's what people can expect from the lifestyle that we teach and try to exemplify. A longer, healthier, more vibrant life. To live longer doesn't have much merit unless you're healthier. If you're healthy and live long, that's great. If you're hooked up to a machine just to keep you alive, that's not so great. And so that's what people want. That's what we do. That's what people can expect from us. One is health. Another thing on the list always is resources. Some people say money. I would argue that money doesn't add happiness. Resources can, and sometimes, and financial resources can help us do things, accomplish things that we wouldn't be able to do. Yes, lots of things if we had the resources. Sometimes we can't do stuff. And so that's part of it. But it's never at the top. You know what's always at the top? Always at the top. Relationships. People all over the world know that that's the most valuable thing you can have in this life is great relationships. People that you love to go through life with. People that love you to go through life with. Relationships, the highest on the list. Family, friends, loved ones. It's been interesting to see how that's played out in our Melaleuca culture. We've built this business around relationships to enhance the lives of those we touch. Who's that? Not just, it's everyone. Caring about everyone. Not just ourselves, but caring about others. If you want to love someone, this is an interesting concept that I've now watched my entire life, and I've seen it play out so many times. People want someone to love and to love them. If you want to love someone, serve them. Serve them, and you will start to love them. That's why mothers love their children, because they've served them and sacrificed for them. People have it mixed up. They think if you serve me, then I'll love you in return. That's not love. That's gratefulness. If it is love, it's conditional love. I love you because you did something for me. That's not real love. The real love is when I care about you, not because I'm grateful for what you've done for me. I care about you because I see you. I know who you are. And I want what's best for you. That's love. And if you want to have those kind of feelings towards someone, serve them. That's why mothers love their kids so much, because they have served them and sacrificed for them. Mothers' love for their kids is a little different than their kids' love for their mother. It's different, isn't it? All these ladies are laughing right now because I struck a note. It's different. So if you want to love someone, serve them and watch what happens. Sacrifice for them and watch what happens. Now, our mission doesn't mean anything unless we do it. To saying it has very little value. So I've been attentive to watch. Are we living it? And I just want to tell you how grateful I am for the leadership, for all of you who throughout the years, many of you have been with us for many, many years, and the example that you set in living that mission of caring for others and sacrificing for others. Let me give you a couple examples that are, I think, extraordinary part of our culture. And we want, we're coming out of this COVID situation, and I just think it's really important that we keep the culture that we have, and let me explain a little more about that. We have a culture that I haven't seen anywhere else. I've been with 2 Fortune 500 companies earlier in my career. 13 years I spent in corporate America, big operations, never seen anything like what I'm going to talk about now. I've had 74 years of experience, haven't seen anything outside of corporate America, where people will sacrifice for each other like they do here. Example, throughout our history, we've called on people to go help build a business, our business. People that have been successful, and we say, we could ask anybody in this room right now, I need you in New York City. Would you go speak to this group? They need to hear your story. Everyone in this room would go. We wouldn't pay you. We wouldn't compensate you. We'd pay your ticket, and we'd put you in a hotel room. We'd probably pay for your food, but you would go. I know you would, because we've seen it happen over and over and over. Even places where you would have no organization. We've seen this happen in other countries. I've got a list of names of people. The list is dozens long. I thought about reading some of these, and I thought I better not, because I'm going to leave somebody out. But I've got a list right here, my notes, of a couple of dozen, that have gone to foreign countries. I'm going to name a couple, just to have an example. So one of the toughest places, Asia, if we send you to Asia, that's a tough deal. If you've ever been to Asia, you know what jet lag is. That's literally on the other side of the earth. And I'm going to call out 2 people. Raphael, we've had Raphael go, Eddie Bastoso, to China, where neither one of them had anybody in the whole country in their organization. Raphael's from Mexico. That's about as far from China as you can get. He knew, and he hates Chinese food. We didn't know that. And they've been more than once. Put them on an airplane. Now imagine this. They have nobody and no financial reason to go. None. They don't know anybody there. They'll be away from their families. Hard travel. Raphael doesn't like Chinese food. So we didn't realize that till we noticed he hasn't eaten anything for several days. So finally, we gave him a perk, a hamburger from McDonald's. We went and got a hamburger from McDonald's and fed him while everybody else was sitting there. I love Chinese food, but not Raphael. So they go and do this. Huge sacrifice to their body, dead tired, probably 10 days out of their life. over and over they've gone. And many, many other people in this room and people who, again, on my list. I'm not going to call them out because I'll leave somebody out and then somebody will feel bad. I'm just saying that's been our culture. And I'm grateful for it. I don't think it exists anywhere in any company. You could just call somebody and say, would you go do this for these people? All they get out of it is this warm, beautiful, and meaningful feeling and sweet knowledge that they help somebody, that they help lift somebody up. That's what they get. And I think it's extremely valuable. And I just want to tell them and you, all of you, thank you for that. And we want to keep that culture going. It doesn't really, they'll do, and you will, for anybody, regardless of, you know, we have this melting pot, different religions and different races and different countries of origin, different political persuasions, and it doesn't matter because we're all family here. I don't think that feeling of family comes out any stronger. Over the years, I've tended, you know, we have hundreds of thousands of households, and over the years, we've lost a person, and some of our leaders got old. And when that happens and we lose them, I've tried to go to the funerals, and members of the management team will go with me. And when the first time this happened, this caught me off guard. Every time it happens, it caught me off guard. We walk into the room. This has been like, for example, Jack Kelly, his funeral. We walk into the room, and it's the funeral home. And they say, would you join us up front? Would you sit with the family? We consider you as family. And I'm thinking, we're not expecting that. That's how they see us. Elizabeth Lindbergh, same thing. Elizabeth passed away at 102 years old. She joined us when she was 65 years old. When everybody else was retiring, she joined Melaleuca. And she was with us for 37 years, 36 and a half years. One of her very first. She made $1.6 million during that time. Yeah. After she retired. Well, after retirement age. Same thing happened. Louis Rasmussen and I attended her funeral. And people we didn't know, they knew us. We didn't know them. They said, would you come sit with our family up front on the front row? I think we're in the second row, actually. Surrounded by the family, Elizabeth's family. And I thought, how special this is. Now, the interesting thing about that is, we didn't know these people. I hadn't met most of them, a couple maybe, but most of them, they didn't attend our events. Why did they think we were family? Because she talked about us a lot. Because we'd been with her a lot, originally with cruises. Cruises. That's kind of how we started this company. I don't know if you knew that. That was a long time ago, but I didn't have a big budget. I didn't have a management team like I have today. It was me in a suitcase and some ladies in the office, and we didn't have a big budget, so we had to have convention, right? So we get on a cruise ship. That was convention. We did it for many years in the beginning. And in those experiences, cruises are really special because you spend a week together and you socialize with each other and you get to know each other and you tell stories, and then they go home and they tell their family stories. And this is the case with Elizabeth. She told stories about us, about you, me, Ed Lewis, everybody. And her family had heard these stories so many times, had never met us, but had heard our stories about us while they were growing up. And when we get to her funeral, they feel we're family. And we felt like family. And I think that's really special for what we have going on here. Because when we talk about having a great life, it's relationships that's the most important. That's what's on top of everybody's list. That's what gives meaning to life. Otherwise, it doesn't have much value if you're doing it alone. So we want to continue that. So where am I going with all this? I'm just saying it's time we go on another cruise. So, yeah. And we're going to do that. Preserve the culture, build the culture, invite the new folks in, get to know them, spend a week together. And so I'm going to call Kevin up in just a minute. He's going to give you the details, but I'll give you just a little bit. The standing ELC will be held on the cruise ship. Yeah. So we're going to fill the ship. It'll be just us, nobody else, just Melaleucans. It's a huge ship. It's the size of a small city. Now, for those of you who might be worried about motion on the boat, you won't even tell it's moving. I mean, we're going to go at a time it's past the stormy season. The seas will be calm, but the ship is so large, you won't even know we pulled out of port. I mean, it's that big. It's just really in it, and we're going to spend the week together. Everyone can earn it. We're not going to have anybody pay part way. We've done that in the past. You can pay part and earn part. You can earn it. Everyone can do it. You're going to have to apply yourself. Kevin's going to tell you what is necessary for you to go. We don't want anyone to miss it. We're going to build lifelong relationships. These relationships that we've built over the years, I think it's been like 6 years, maybe 7 since we've gone on a cruise. But those relationships, we need events together, and that's the best one. We're here together right now. This will have meaning, tremendous meaning. But when you're in a meeting together, that's one thing. It's what happens after the meeting, the socializing, the storytelling, eating together, those. And when we used to do conventions, of course, we could have the whole theater, and we'll have everything. The whole ship would be at our disposal. We can have business meetings there, trainings there. You'll have all the corporates, all the execs in the hallways, and there will be this bonding thing that happens, and those relationships will last our entire life, like they have in the past. So every cruise has its own story. It has its own adventures. We're going to create this will come with new stories, new adventures, and we're just going to have a ton of fun together, and that's part of it, having fun together. So part of having a great life, I'm going to invite Kevin Sommer. He's going to come up and tell you how we make this happen. Kevin? Mr. Kevin Sommers.
Okay, so first things first, I want you to take everything you know about cruising, or that you think you know, whether you've been a dozen times or whether you've never been before, and throw it out the window, because what we're going to do is not something you could ever book on your own. And Frank talked about this, but perhaps, without a doubt, the most powerful part is I think it's amazing that we can come from different backgrounds, different beliefs, different religions, different colors of skin, some people with hair, some people with no hair, and we can all come together united in a belief that we want the planet to be a better place. We want families to be safer. We believe in freedom. We believe in living life on our own terms. And we believe that the way to do that is by helping others reach their goals. If you've ever been in a situation like that, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, I'm telling you that feeling aboard this ship is going to be like no other. Now, with that in mind, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the story, how we came to this. So we reached out to every cruise line you can think of. We talked to all of them and said, you know what? We want to pick where we go. You know, we got a pretty special group here, and we want to make this a really special experience. So we want to pick. And they came back and said, well, to do that, you've got to charter an entire ship. We said, okay, we'll charter an entire ship. So let's pick our ports of call. Let's pick where we go. And we asked, you know, we'd like to maybe spend a day where it's just us on a beach somewhere. So we can have some activities in the water, we can do that kind of thing. And they said, well, really the only way you can do that is in a private island. And we said, oh, well, that sounds good. We'd like to spend a day on a private island. They said, well, to do that, usually we send multiple cruise ships there. You gotta get a ship that's the size of multiple cruise ships if you want it all to yourself. And we said, okay, we'll get a big ship. And to put that in perspective just a little bit, Frank said we're here at the Hilton Universal City here in just outside Los Angeles. And this is a 24 floors of hotel rooms here, right? The ship we're gonna go on is more than 3 times the size of this building right here. It is a mega ship. This has, you can't even really get it in one photo, but this has multiple pools, not just one pool. It has spas, it has a water park on it with full-size water slides. It has a miniature golf course. It has a ropes course on the top level, so we can have maybe some races up on the ropes course up above the water. It's got a giant movie screen. It has all sorts of, and I'm just talking about what's outside. Inside, it has more than a dozen restaurants. It has activities. It has ballrooms. If you want to spend some time alone with a special someone, you're going to be able to find a quiet place. If you want to be part of the group and have a good time with the group, you're going to have that too. This is unbelievable. In fact, part of chartering the cruise ship means we had to pay for 1,108 staff members to make sure it's an incredible experience for each and every one of you. Okay, so how do we earn it? First, I want to show you the private island, if that's okay. Well, we took a few pictures. This is what it looks like. They said, hey, this is your island for the day. We get to stake our flag. We can rename it if we want. They said you can even pick who the president of the island is for the day. And I was thinking, you know, it sounds kind of nice. But then we thought, you know what? How about a day without politics and government? So we, the people, are going to govern that day. This one is probably my favorite. This next one is probably my favorite shot. Just, this is the beach. This is not a doctor photo. This is where we're going to be. And I think, you know, we're going to go play in the jungle. We can play in the water. We can hang out on the beach. We've also arranged to have them out there serving food the entire time because, you know, you can't be a party without a lot of good food. So they're going to take care of us. We've got that entire island for the day. Now, it's going to take a little bit to get there. And they said, you can't get there just overnight. You got to stop somewhere along the way. Well, it just so happens we passed through the Bahamas on the way. So to tell you a little bit about where we're going, we're going to show you a little bit of a video that will tell you the other stops that we're going to have.
Announcing the 2023 Partner Up Cruise. Choose a partner, team up, and go to work. Then join us on board the beautiful Sunrise for 6 exciting days in November 2023. That's right, we're going cruising. After a $200 million renovation, the Sunrise went from being amazing to absolutely spectacular. And in true Melaleuca fashion, we've chartered the entire ship, which means we've created an itinerary like no other. It all starts with the ship itself. Just being aboard the Sunrise is a remarkable destination on its own. From exquisite fine dining to show-stopping entertainment, you'll experience jaw-dropping, palate-pleasing, romance-kindling moments you'll never forget. But that's just the beginning. We set sail on November 5th. Our first stop is Nassau in the Bahamas. relax on the beach, rent a jet ski or paddleboard, or swim with the dolphins. Like the pirates of old, you'll find exciting adventures on this island home of Atlantis. Our next stop is the private island of Half Moon Cay, and it's all ours. That's right, Melaleuca owns the entire island for a day. Whether you're a thrill seeker or beachcomber, we've got water sports and beach activities for everyone, along with a few fun surprises. Rest assured, on Half Moon Cay, you'll make memories to last a lifetime. Our last stop is one of the most beautiful sought-after destinations in the Caribbean, the island paradise of Gran Turk in Turks and Caicos. This beautiful historic island is perched on the edge of the continental shelf and is teeming with pristine coral reefs and abundant undersea life. Enjoy swimming and snorkeling with stingrays, or explore the many beaches and historic shops in Old Cockburn Town. On our day at sea, you'll experience one-of-a-kind activities, celebrations, and special workshops to help you grow your business, along with opportunities to meet all of Melaleuca's top leaders, as well as Melaleuca's management team. Imagine the memories you'll make as you reconnect with old friends, make new ones, and build special lifelong relationships. It's the Melaleuca Partner Up Cruise. So, choose your partner and go to work. Then join us on board the beautiful Sunrise for this once-in-a-lifetime Melaleuca event. See you there.
All right, so you heard it's the Partner Up Cruise, which means you and one other person, you and your partner, will team up together for February, March, and April to earn the cruise. And the way you're going to earn the cruise is when you and your partner together earn 25 points, you'll each earn a stateroom on the cruise. Now, each partner has to also pull their own weight, so they've each got to get at least 12. And when you both, one of you will get 12, one will get 13. When you get your 25 points, you can each earn a stateroom for you and someone special. Now, when you and your partner set a goal for 40 points and each earn 18, you will also earn airfare. Now, on this cruise, the food's all included, the entertainment on board, it's all included, the transportation as the boat takes you from one island to the next. You'll just be responsible for port fees. The ports require that you pay fees, $167 per person, and then gratuities on board. Aside from that, it's all taken care of. So when you earn 40 points as a partnership, you'll also get airfare for you and a guest. So you're just going to team up with one other person, and we're going to run here. And after the broadcast is over, you'll be able to go start that process on the website. Now, I have some advice for you, some tips. You're probably wondering, how do I earn upgrades? Some other details. So I want you to take out a pen and paper for these next parts because this is really important. You're also wondering, I'm sure, how do I earn points? So first, you earn points by enrolling new customers. 1 point when you enroll a new customer. Now, this next part is key in living our mission. When you help a new enrollment enroll their first customer, you're going to get a point for that. Now, when you do an overview and you have a category 2 or 3, they say they're interested in building a business, we have a responsibility to lock arms and to help them as well. We don't want to forget about them during this process. So when you enroll them, the first thing you want to do is make sure you set the strategy session within 48 hours of that enrollment. And you also want to give them an assignment to watch the Foundations video and to put together their contact list. Have them do at least 50, maybe 100 names, teach them how to build their contact list. And then less than 48 hours later, you'll sit down with them again and have a strategy session. And in that strategy session, you'll talk about the contact list, you'll talk about the Foundations video, but you'll learn more about their why. And you'll dive into why they want to build the business, what this means for them. You'll dig, you continue to ask the questions, why is that important to you? So that, why is that? Until you really get to the root of their why. Then from there, you put together your game plan, you schedule the first overview, and you begin setting appointments together. That's how we get started with the new categories 2 and 3. In fact, one of the reasons why we put emphasis on this is because we have learned if a new enrollment watches the Foundations video and then enrolls a customer in their first 30 days, they are 10 times more likely to advance to director with those two things. So it's important that we lock arms early on, watch that Foundations video, have the strategy session, and help them with their first enrollment right away. Now, when you develop a new director, it could be that person or another one, you'll earn 3 points towards this contest. When you develop a director 3, you'll also earn 3 points with this contest. And if you're not yet director 3, you'll want to become director 3 during the contest because you'll also earn 3 points for becoming a director 3 during the contest as well. So all of these fit together, and I'm going to walk you through how this all fits together and the upgrades here next. So as we lock arms with the new 2s and 3s, as I mentioned before, you're going to be able to add them as kind of a guest to your partnership. You can partner up with them as well. Now, when you add them, anybody you enroll during the contest period, when you add them to your partnership, they can also earn the Partner Up Cruise. Now, if they don't, it's not going to hurt you. If they don't follow through, it's not going to hurt your original chances. But if your partnership, the original partnership qualifies, they can also if they get the points. Does that make sense? You'll also want to focus on Directors 3. And the reason why I say that is because you've got to be Director 3 by July and at the time of the trip to qualify. So you're going to earn the points. You've got to hold them through May. Have the points in April, hold them through May, and you're going to be Director 3 by July. So, if you've got to be Director 3 anyway, you might as well do it by April because then you're going to get your 3 points as well, right? And what else can you also start earning once you're Director 3? The critical activity bonus. Exactly. Now, if you pay attention to the requirements for the critical activity bonus and for the Partner Up Cruise, what are you going to notice? The same, personally enrolling customers, helping them get to director, developing directors and Directors 3. In fact, this aligns so closely with the critical activity bonus. If you earn the critical activity bonus consistently, you're going to qualify. But just to make sure, if you earn the critical activity bonus, here's another way to qualify. If you earn the critical activity bonus for 3 out of the first 4 months of the year, January, February, March, and April, if you and your partner do that, you'll automatically earn the Partner Up Cruise regardless of what your points are at. So focus on the critical activity bonus, focus on the requirements for the Partner Up Cruise. They're the same thing. We want you to earn both. You might as well earn both. Earn the critical activity bonus and qualify for the cruise at the same time. Does that make sense? Okay, here's another important piece. Earn more points than you think you need. If you're sitting here thinking, you know what, I'll earn Circle of Influence every month, which is 4, 4, and 4, I'll have 12 points, my partner can get 13, and we're good. Right? No, because what if something happens with one of those 12? We don't want you to miss out. Earn more points than you think you need so you can hold those points through May and qualify that way. Another reason why you're going to want to earn more points is because we have hundreds of upgrades available on the cruise. So let's talk about how you can earn those. Basically, what we've done is we've listed out all the upgrades. There's about 10 different upgrade options, all the way from the captain's suite to balcony rooms, to other suites, to ocean view, to porthole. We've listed them all out on a leaderboard, and the teams with the highest points are going to get those rooms. It says you earn more points, you can earn a better room. It's going to change every single day. It's going to be a bit of a wild ride, but you're going to be able to go on and check out this leaderboard, see exactly where you stand and what it's going to take for you to earn the next cabin upgrade. That icon next to your team and the points will tell you what kind of cabin it is. You'll be able to click on that and see where you're at. Does that make sense? Now, Frank also mentioned that we're going to pour gas on the fire. So, here for the first week of February, between the 1st and the 7th, we are pleased to announce you can earn double points on your first 2 enrollments. So you're also going to want to check out Enhancing Lives Facebook as well, because we're going to have some announcements on there as well, some updates, and we're going to have some splash challenges along the way. We're calling them splash challenges. And the way splash challenge will work is we may come out and say, hey, the top 20 to do this today, or everybody who does this week, or everybody who does this over the next few days can earn, maybe it's a special dining package, maybe it's a cabana at the private island, it could be some Melaleuca gear. There's gonna be all sorts of fun splash challenges along the way. The way you find out is by checking on Enhancing Lives Facebook. So if you're not part of that, make sure you join that page right away and watch it every single day for those splash challenges. And I'm going to tell you about the first splash challenge right now, which starts right now. And this is a really easy one. We want everyone to earn this one. The first splash challenge is when you partner up, grab your partner, and you register by Tuesday the 7th, that's next week, you are going to earn the Melaleuca Bon Voyage swag bag, which is a nice Melaleuca beach bag, some towels. We're going to deliver this to you on board so you don't have to pack your Melaleuca Sunshades mineral sunscreen or your Sunshades Hydrogel E. It's going to be there for you. We're also going to give you a lanyard that's going to hold your sea pass, because you need that to get on and off the boat, get around the ship. We're going to give that to you as well. And it is yours simply by registering by Tuesday the 7th. And as I mentioned, we have double points, and also all the details, everything else, you can find frequently asked questions and contest rules on the website, melaleuca.com/partnerup. That will go live after this broadcast is over. So don't forget, next steps, you've got to register with your team. You've got the double points through the 7th. And perhaps the most important thing I'm going to tell you is, don't forget why you're really doing this. Don't forget the end in mind of why we're really doing this. We want real customers buying real products they really want. So if we find out anybody is out there calling and say, hey, do me a favor, I need you to buy Melaleuca product for 3 months so I can qualify for a cruise. We don't do that here. This is real business. You're not going to qualify if you do that. You have an opportunity here to build life-changing repeat income, to grow your business, to advance your business, to help others at a time when the world really needs us right now. Don't lose sight of what we're really trying to accomplish, because there's an incredible cruise opportunity, right? There is one out there, but what can happen in your business as a result of what you're going to do over the next 3 months will be way more powerful than even the cruise. Does that make sense? All right, now before we bring Frank back up, we're going to toss back to Darren. So your next steps are, first, get the word out. We want to make sure everybody knows about this incredible opportunity. So as soon as this broadcast is over, start getting the word out. And my advice to you would be, take advantage of the opportunity to earn double points. Enroll at least 2 between now and Tuesday to lock in and get this thing started right away with 4 points. And during that process, make sure you grab your partner, make sure you're on the same page, make sure you're both committed, lock arms, and we're going to have a lot of fun for the next 3 months, and even more fun when we celebrate you at convention, and again, together live on the cruise. So with that, we'll toss it back to you, Darren.
Okay, so we talked about how Kevin did, wise words, while it's more than a cruise, it's a life-changing opportunity. So let's hear a story or two about what can happen when you do team up and partner up. Where were you 22 years ago? Well, Jill Parker, that was the year that she enrolled with Melaleuca. Since that time, she's changed a lot of lives. She's earned President's Club 2 times, has earned over $2.7 million, and she is here. Please welcome National Director Jill Parker.
All right, put my glasses on so I can see my notes, and then that way I can't see you. So this is so exciting. Oh my goodness. What an awesome and amazing opportunity. And I was just thinking, I have so many fond memories, Greg and I do, of all of the different trips that we've taken through the years. And really, I mean, the cruises have been the best. As Frank was saying, I didn't know that's where it all started. I didn't know that about the conventions, but the cruises are the best. And guess what? Now we all get to go on another cruise. We all get to do it. So now you may be sitting there thinking like, okay, who am I gonna partner up with? Who am I gonna choose? I don't know. You may be sitting there at home right now thinking, oh, I don't have a support team. I'm by myself. Let me just tell you, don't worry about it. So first of all, maybe it might be someone you just enrolled. We're all thinking right now, right? You might be texting someone right now like, we're gonna do this. You may have just enrolled them. Or it might be a customer that you've enrolled. And maybe that customer said, you know what? I'd like to maybe build a business one day, but let me try the products first, right? We've all heard that. It might be the time just to pick up the phone and say, I've got the perfect time for you to get started. Or maybe you haven't enrolled that person yet. Maybe not. Maybe you're thinking about, I would love to do this with my friend from college, from high school, my elementary friend, or maybe it's a cousin or someone. And guess what? We just heard if you enroll them right now between the 7, you get 2 points. So maybe it's that person that you're going to team up with. But they are out there, and just think about all of the possibilities. So when I first started, and Darren just mentioned 22 years for Greg and I, building this business, it has been a journey of, let me just tell you, a lifetime in so many different ways. But when I first started, my friend, she enrolled me, Kirsten, and we were like the blind leading the blind. We didn't have a support team, really. We didn't have anything. But you know what we had? We had each other. We had each other. And we decided we were gonna do this. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna lock arms, and we're going to learn from each other. We're going to share with each other. I'm gonna tell you, we had some ups and downs. We made some mistakes. We laugh about them, but we just kept moving forward. And we found that each other had strengths. You know, each other had weaknesses, and we could balance each other out. And we used to tell each other, you know what? Failure is not an option. It was not an option for us. We're gonna make it happen. And so one of the other things that I found from partnering up is that accountability piece. You know, accountability. When I think about, you know, when you go to the gym, I know we all have New Year's resolutions. Maybe we're gonna start working out, and we say, I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna go 3 times a week, I'm gonna spend an hour in the gym, or maybe I'm gonna do 5 days. And you get there and you get to the gym and you're like, okay, I'm in 32 minutes, 35, I can round up. I've been there close to an hour, I'm good. And we're telling everybody, yeah, I've been to the gym and I'm working out. But really, truly, have we really done? But sometimes we'll let ourselves down. But what if you had an accountability partner at the gym? Someone that was gonna help you, or a trainer. You have to show up for that person. You have to show up. They're going to push you. Well, that's why it's so important to lock arms and to truly just work with that partner that you have. Now, first, I just want you to think about a few things before I close. You have to make the decision. You've got to make the decision to do it. And for me, that was a decision that Kirsten and I, like I said, we decided we're going to make this happen. And in making the decision, we knew that there were no exit ramps. You know what? We're not going to let each other down. And I want you to think about that as well, because that is so important. You know, when you decide, make the decision that you're going to win the trip. That's a no-brainer. There's no way out, right? And then decide that you're going to do it. And you're committing to that other person, and they're committing to you. And you're going to do it together. Second, what I would do is, of course, find that partner that you can work with, that you want to learn from, you want to laugh with, you want to have a good time with. You know, you're going to work hard together with. And then third, you might be thinking, well, you know, where do I start? Well, start with the critical business activities, right? Start with your contact list. Get together, start building your contact list together. Grow that list, 50 names, 100 names. And then start setting appointments together, approaching together, because sometimes by yourself, right, it's daunting, that task. But you're going to do this together, and you're going to share your experiences, and you're going to laugh, you're going to cry, you're going to get excited. But start with those critical business activities. And as now we know, we get points. We get a point if that someone we enroll someone, and we do those, we can add them to our team. We help them with their strategy sessions. So that's going to be awesome. But most importantly, just have fun. Just have fun doing this. I mean, did you see those pictures? The private island, the cruise, just have fun. We can all do this. And again, you know, I think of the trips as the cherry on top, and it's a nice big juicy cherry, isn't it? It's exciting. But you're building the foundation, not just for 90 days, but for what's going to last, you know, the business that's going to last a lifetime. That's what happened when I started, when I partnered with Kirsten, that we built businesses that could last a lifetime. You know, as Darren said, when I hear that number, it earned us over, so far, Greg and I have earned over $2.6 million. But more importantly, from the people that we've partnered with, we've helped our personal enrollees earn right under $3 million. Just from that partnership. So the possibilities and the potential, it is beyond amazing. So I'm thinking about it right now. You might be texting, who am I gonna partner up with? You're gonna get that partner. And I'll just end with saying, let's go all do this. And let's have fun. See you on the cruise 2023.
You got it? Okay, thank you, Jill. So Jill talked about locking arms, and it's bigger than just that trip. It's that cherry on top. One more story for you, and we're going to go from Montana to New Jersey. Bonnie Wright enrolled 11 years ago. She's from Billings, Montana. And she has earned President's Club 5 times. She also has lifetime earnings over $2.5 million. Well, her enroller is from New Jersey. National Director Sandy Grippo. Sandy enrolled 15 years ago. Her lifetime earnings just crossed $3 million, repeat income of over $18,000 a month. And they have a story to tell. Will you please help me welcome National Director Sandy Grippo and National Director 3, Bonnie Wright. Come on up.
So we were asked to come up here and share some benefits of what partnering up might look like. And I will tell you all that I believe that Bonnie and I are living proof that partnering up really works.
Yes, city mouse and country mouse.
We are so different. We are different as night and day.
But we have a lot of fun. I'm just so thankful for Sandy. The best gift she gave me when I saw Melaleuca was she did a full overview. She was just excited about the business as she was the products, and that was a gift to me because she didn't know it, but I was laying awake at night wondering how I was going to pay my bills on time, be there for my kids in college. It was a perfect storm. And right now in today's crazy economy, people need this. It is desperate times, inflation. And a trip on top of that? How many people are dreaming about travel, but it's just not in their budget? This is a beautiful gift we can offer people. You know, when she told me about the 96% monthly reorder rate and the repeat income, I was laying awake at night again because I was so excited and I couldn't sleep. Partnering with Sandy was truly game-changing. She was patient. It was a slow start. I'm stubborn. I did it badly before I did it well. Director 3 in 90 days. I didn't break any records. $2,800 earnings in my first 90 days. But my first year was life-changing. The consistency, the partnering. My income that first year was $114,000, and I knew my life. Thank you. I knew my life was going to be really different because of Melaleuca. Sandy knew my why. She knew I wanted a great life. We talked. We didn't text. We texted a lot, but we really had great conversations, and a lot doesn't come up via text. So one tip is talk to your partner We talked business. It was we love each other dearly, but it was 95% business. We didn't give excuses. We didn't make excuses. And we talked about what was going right. We focused on the positives. You know, this business is very simple, but it's not easy. There's some highs and lows, and I just want to thank you for talking me off those ledges. There were a few. But if you're new here, or maybe you're not so new, and this Partner Up Challenge thing is scaring you, I say do it scared, because that's where the growth is, and scary pays the most. Everything is figure-outable. Be bold. Be bold, you guys. Be as excited about the business as you are the products. You know, people need Melaleuca like they need air. And money is right up there with air and water. Be willing to do it badly before you do it well. Trust the process. You know, there's 400 people here, and their lives has changed forever because of Melaleuca. And you all are proof. If you can do it, others can too. And this is a 90-day challenge. It's not a 10-day challenge, or until life happens, I promise you life's gonna happen, or a 30-day challenge is when you partner up, you're going 90 days because momentum takes over, and that's when the magic happens, and you just can't stop. You have to see how it plays out and have fun. We had a lot of fun. We've seen the world together.
We have.
And we play with our grandbabies. And I have an amazing life because of this lady and because of Melaleuca. So thank you, Melaleuca, and thank you, Sandy.
Bonnie, thank you for being amazing and coachable. And you know, the message most of the morning here, if you've really listened, it's about the culture. It's about who Melaleuca is and loving on people. And you might be as different as night as day. You might be. Doesn't matter. Okay? When choosing a partner, I think the main thing is know that you have the identical goals. Where are you going? Where is each other going? You want to have each other's back, okay? Partner with somebody who is going to have your back no matter what, who's going to love on you. Okay, it's kind of like parenting, right? You know, and that's really what this is, partnering up. It's kind of like parenting. Please don't enable. It's not enabling. It's not, you know, maybe you have a goal with each other and say, okay, 2 by 10 o'clock. And we'll talk at 10:05. And then you talk at 10:05, and Jane says to you, oh my gosh, Johnny fell off his bike, and Susie spilled her cereal, and no, I didn't get my 2 in. Well, be the strong enroller that you should be. Be the strong partner that you should be. And don't let her off the hook. Don't say, it's okay, tomorrow's another day. tomorrow Johnny's going to be passing out and having a nervous breakdown, and Susie's going to be throwing up. So no, tomorrow isn't a new day. It's got to be now. But it's true, right? Do it now and be that stronger person. My enroller, when he called me on the first, Gregory, he would say, "Did you listen to the first of the month call?" And I would say, "Well, not yet. Hang up, go listen to it, and then we'll talk afterwards." Okay? It was love. It was a hard love. And just like Kim was talking earlier with her kids about the hard love, about loving on them, loving on her children, so that they can be the best they can be. And that's what you want to do with your partner, so that you make each other shine to be the best that you can each be. And that's what Bonnie and I have done for us. It is living proof. 4 President's Club, 5 President's Clubs. Marketing Executive of the Year. Team of the Year. Team of the Year. Our teams were watching. They were watching, and they duplicated us. And, you know, those 5 years were amazing. And then the next 5 years were good. Life has happened in a lot of ways with both of us. But now, you know, the thief of good, the thief of great, next 5 years, here we go. So, lastly, I'm just going to say, come from a place of love with your partner. Choose somebody wisely, somebody that's going to be all in with you, and have fun. Let's all go cruise, and can't wait to see you all there. Thanks for having me.
Okay, thank you, Jill, and also Bonnie and Sandy for your stories. It was mentioned 90 days, and then we go to convention. When you earn Partner Up, you will also take the stage at convention as well. Kevin mentioned it. I want to reemphasize that. So now, please help me welcome back to the stage Melaleuca's Executive Chairman, Frank Vandersloot. Come back, Frank.
It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new
Thank
day,
you.
it's a new life.
Thank you. So we're going cruising, and I'm gonna wrap up here, but I've got about 10 minutes that of strategy I want to share with you. First, I'll say I said that every cruise has its adventures, and everyone is a little bit different. We're gonna build some stories here. One year we had 3 ships, and we had 2 of them one week. We had 1 the first week, and then 2 the next week, and these were from different cruise lines, and so the captains were great. They communicated with each other. So we had 2 cruise ships side by side, and the management team, we spent 3 days on one and 3 days on the other. The reason we had 3 ships, we let people buy part of it, and then we could let them earn the rest of it. This time, everybody's going to earn every bit of it. We can't buy some, and it's a large ship. This is a doozy, man. And it's a contest, and that's what I want to talk to you about. Now, there is room for everyone on board, but the cabins are different sizes. You got that right. So if you've ever been on a cruise, you know that there's different levels of cabins. And you want to focus on that a little bit, because the smaller cabins are pretty small. So you want to go with somebody you like a lot. The smaller the cabin, the better you need to like them. And the idea is get upgraded. So this is a competition, when it can be fun, and of course there are a lot of folks who are into maybe competing with each other. So we expect to see a little trash talk going on out there, and buying and for these different cabins. It's all about having fun, enjoying the journey, and it is the cherry on top. But it's really about building your Meluka business. It's about getting the momentum on top of the momentum that you already have, building your momentum so you can change your life. Take charge of your life. It's all about that. And that's why we do this. Increase your monthly income. Increase your repeat income so that you can have the resources to have a great life. Now, this teaming up process is important. How you do that, who you do it with is important. And I don't know if Kevin said, but I think he did, but I'm not sure that I heard it. You can only have one person on the team that's that's senior or above. So you can't you're going to be having somebody you're going to be mentoring somebody. Those in this room are going to be mentoring somebody that is not yet a senior director. So that's going to be great. And part of it is this solemn commitment that you make to each other. That's a really important part of this process. So when you choose your partner, you want to have an event, a ceremony, if you will, where you look in each other's eyes or do something where you say, we are going to do this together. It needs to be some kind of event. So, Tommy and Nona and Alan and Eddie, they by the way, almost everybody in this room is in their organization. Almost everybody that's tuned in today is in their organization. So what they did and how they did it, we got to pay attention to that. And they made a commitment to each other. They actually put their hands on top of each other and said, nothing's going to stop us. Nothing. They were in bad shape. They just been in that MLM deal and they were hurting, man. And they said, we are not going to let each other down. That was a foursome. And they put their hands, touched hands, and that was their little ceremony. And for them, that was how they did it. It's important you do something that says, we're really committed. Do something with your partner there that makes it, both of you know this is serious. You're not going to let each other down. So now I want to talk to you about something else. Last week, I got an airplane. I went to see Eddie Bustoso, and Eddie had some procedures done, and I just thought, I want to go see Eddie. And I got there to his home. We had breakfast together, Eddie, me, and Teresa, and we visited. We had a great visit, talking about old times, and then he said to me something that just really resonated to me. He said, Frank, he said, everything's a 10, except for one thing. He said, the business is a 10, the compensation plan is a 10, our products are a 10, the management team is a 10, the leadership is a 10, our events are 10, but we got a problem. I said, what is that? He said, Frank, we're dropping our 2s and 3s off at the curb. And now when Eddie talks, I listen. He's got the biggest organization. He's been the most successful. He knows what he's talking about. And he said, we drop our 2s and 3s off at the curb. We don't have a system. We have a lot of them, but we don't take them. We have way too few of them that tell us that they want to build a business, actually get to director. Very, very few, and it's because we don't take care of them. We don't have a system. So now he makes more money than anybody. He's got the largest organization. And there's a reason he does. I was reminded when I left there thinking about what he was saying. I remembered way long time ago, almost 30 years ago, when he was brand new. And he was on the ELC. And back then we met with the ELC. We brought our 8 fastest growing businesses into Idaho Falls once a month. And we met with them and got input and something like we do with the EDC today, but that was the ELC. So it was the fastest growing businesses. And I remember the event, and he talks about that. He was trying to figure out the compensation plan, and then he ended this one meeting. He said, I've got it. I said, what? He said, I've got it. I figured it out. The guy with the most director wins. That was his eureka moment. And then he started focusing on directors. He has more directors in his business than anybody else. More percentages of his total customer base became directors. And that's why he's got the largest business, because he focused on creating directors or developing them. So I want to just give you a couple pointers. This is how you're going to win this cruise. This is how you're going to get a top elevated cabin if you'll follow this principle. And that's, don't drop your 2s and 3s off at the curb. That the 2s and 3s, that's your diamond mine, man. When somebody says, yeah, I want to do it, it's about 23% of everybody that enrolls says, yeah, well, I'll earn some money. But you're not done. You don't know if they mean it. So we need to talk about how do we find out if they mean it, and then how do we make sure that if they prove that they mean it. And so that's what I want to talk to you about just for a minute. And if you'll do this, it will make all the difference in your business. Because I committed to Eddie, we're going to develop a system. So you need to develop the system in your own businesses. So the first thing, when somebody tells you you're a 2 or 3, you need to find out if they mean it. That's the first step. That doesn't really mean much to write it down. It's easy to, oh yeah, I want to earn some money. But do you mean it? So that happens in the strategy session, right? You go to the strategy session with them, and it's really important that you find out, do you mean that? Are you serious about that? You need to ask them, how serious are you? And then you need to tell them, if you're serious, we can do this. I can get you there. With your help, together as a team, we can do this. Now, this isn't necessarily the person you're going to team up for the cruise, but this is everybody that comes in your organization that's a 2 or 3. You need to make sure, as a leader, that you make sure that every one of those 2s and 3s get a strategy session done by somebody who knows what the heck they're doing. And you follow through and make sure that they've got that. And in that strategy session, they need to be asked, are you serious? If they say yes, then you need to tell them, you know what? There's 3 things I'm going to ask you to do. If you're serious, I'm going to ask these 3 things of you, and they're key. One is, you got to place your order. Let's get your order in. That's pretty easy. Second thing, you need to watch the Foundation's video. Will you do that? You need to do that. And then third, you need a contact list. And I would say minimum 20 names on that list. Before I commit to work with you, I want 20 names. 50 would be the target, ideal, but I'm not to touch it unless you come to me with 20 names. And that's where we're going to start. So you come to me with those 3 things, and then I'll commit to work with you. Now, those 3 things are magic because there are 3 things that are measurable and you can follow up with, and you know now they're serious. If they have watched the Foundation video, that's clearly a key. Big percentage difference for those who say they're 2 or 3 and never watch the video and those who do. And then doing the contact list, that's of course measurable. Now, you need to keep track of those who do that because that's a different set than the 2s and 3s. After you get that commitment out of them and they follow through and do that, now they need to go on a different list. So I would look at it like this. So they say they're 2 or 3s. You take all of the 2s and 3s in your organization this month. I would look at that. That's my greenhouse. So if you're a gardener, then you know that when you go to plant a garden, you go to the nursery where you buy your, and they've planted seeds. Those seeds have sprouted. They're starting to grow. Those are your 2s and 3s. But they're not in the garden yet. And then you evaluate those, and then you take the best ones, the strongest ones, the ones that look like they're going to develop, and then you transplant them to the garden. And that's the piece I want that we're not doing. We're not keeping track of the garden. So that should be an event. I take them from my greenhouse and I place them in my garden. That's the ones that are going to create the harvest. That's the ones who've done those 3 steps. And I don't plant them until the garden, until they've done those 3 steps. And then we're committed, we're going to work with them. And I put them on a new list. That's what we don't have today. We don't have the new list, the garden list. The ones who made the commitment, because now they've already shown me, yeah, they're serious. and we're going to work together, and we're going to do this, and then we can't let them down. That's the ones we get to director. And that's what I'd like you, I'm advocating that you put that into your organization, into your strategies, that you keep a list now of those who have made the commitment on those three things. And if you'll do that and then make that commitment, we don't drop them off at the curb anymore. We don't have to worry about the ones who didn't follow through with those three things. They've sorted themselves out. They stay in the greenhouse. They don't get transplanted to our garden. So let's make sure that we don't drop our 2s and 3s off at the curb. Let's get them to director. Now we're going to go on a cruise together. Mark your calendar. Choose your partner. Make sure that you follow through with that ceremony, that commitment to each other, that locking of arms, the looking in each other's eyes. Make that commitment to each other and then follow up on it. That ceremony is important. Make a solemn oath to each other. I want you to know you can do this. Everybody that's watching today, even if you're brand new with us, you can do this. Everyone can. We don't want anyone to miss out. This is the way to get the momentum building in your own business. And I want to say this in closing. Thank you to everyone who's contributed so much to helping us fulfill our mission of enhancing lives. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you in Miami as we board that cruise ship together. Thank you.